This is Jim from realtruth.net, and I just thought I'd do a quick video here on Good Friday, and I entitled it Good Friday Again is my document title. And as we enter the season, of course it's March of 2019, and we're entering into the season of Passover, when the Christian churches and the Catholic Church they're doing all their things around the Easter festivities, the Eschar festivities, the God of Fertility festivities with their eggs and their colored eggs and their rabbits that lay eggs and all these kind of things. And so as they perform their pagan rituals supposedly to the Messiah, which is that's a whole story in and of itself, right? Anyhow, I just want to make this quickly, and I'm sending a warning. This is what I'm doing. I'm sending a warning to all those who will go out and participate in the Roman Catholic Good Friday ritual. And I said this coming Friday. It's whatever. When you go out and to do this ritual. This is actually a letter I had written to my brothers and sisters, my actual siblings, trying to get them to come out of their paganism, but it never seems to help. But at least I put it out here. And everyone can hear this, and you can make your own decisions. You can put comments below and prove me wrong. That's all I gotta say. Of course, no one will come back to me and even talk to me about it. But so our Master Yeshua told us he would be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. And this was the only sign that was to be given to the adulterous generation that he was talking to. And why were they an adulterous generation? Because they didn't believe him. They did not even believe in his miracles. They completely rejected him. Here I'm talking to the Christian church here, the supposed Christian church, and the Catholic church here that supposedly believes in him, and they're still rejecting him. They still reject his sign. They rejected the scriptures about him, which were the true sign. And also Yeshua said no sign would be given them but the sign of Jonah. Because, well, you read the Gospels, you can understand it. And so you will find all kinds of men's explanations, and you will go out on the internet, look everywhere for this abominable act of Good Friday. As a matter of fact, just go in your church and you will find the exact same abominable explanation, saying a part of a day is a day, and all kinds of rubbish like this, or he didn't really mean a night. It's, and they try to allude it to checking into a hotel or all this other garbage. It's rubbish. It's men's doctrines. It's false doctrine. And here's the real reason behind it. But in the end, if Yeshua was not in the grave for 3 days and 3 nights, guess what? The scribes and the Pharisees would have had a heyday with that, because that would have been proof that he was not the Messiah. Everything that he said was a lie. But you notice that did not happen. You notice not one single place did the Jews ever come back and say, well, he wasn't in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. See that? And none of that happened, did they? The only thing they could do is when he was brought back to life by Yahweh, the Elohim, and left the tomb, all they could do, all the Pharisees could do, was to pay those guarding the tomb to say the disciples stole him from the tomb. That's the only thing they could do, because guess what? He did exactly what he said he was going to do. It was the sign to them, and they even rejected that sign. Just like the Christians today reject that sign, just like the Catholics today reject that sign. If your Jesus or your Messiah went to the grave on Friday night and got up on Saturday night, you have a false Messiah. You do not have the Yeshua of the Bible. You do not have the Yeshua of the New Testament. You've got a false, fake one. That's just all there is to it. Jonah 1:17. Now Yahweh had prepared a great fish to swallow up Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish 3 days and 3 nights. Now if you'd have just said, hey, he was in the belly of the fish 3 days, any of you could make anything you want to of that, because a day is a very generic term until you separate it out into 3 days and 3 nights. Then the day becomes a very specific, concrete thing. In Hebrew, the words 3, day, and night are all concrete words. Okay? In our language, they're abstract. And they are not abstract words, nor are they action words. And the Pharisees would have known exactly what Yeshua was saying when he was speaking to them, as he was speaking to them in Hebrew. They knew he meant a concrete, literal 3 days and 3 literal nighttime dark periods. There was nothing abstract about what he said. He did not mean a part of a day or a part of a night. You are deceiving yourself if you say he meant a part of a day or a part of a night. You're absolutely deceiving yourself. And here is the word for 3. And it is a concrete word. It means 3. 3, third, thrice, okay? And the word for day, the day ends, the new day begins when the sun sets on the west over the meridian sea. Now, and the night, again, it's concrete, means dark. And the point of this is when a Good Friday, with a Good Friday crucifixion, you have a sliver of a Friday, maybe a half hour, as they were trying to get him buried before sunset. And then you have Sabbath, that night after the sunset, in the day part. And then you have a problem, a big problem, because it says in the end of the Sabbath they came to the tomb. Well, the Sabbath ended at sunset. It was ending at sunset. It isn't midnight like you Greco-Romans want to do. The biblical Sabbath ended at sunset. The Sabbath ended at sunset, so either the Bible lies or he was gone at the end of the Sabbath. And you actually miss the 3rd day and night. He was not resurrected on Easter morning or even Sunday morning because it was yet dark. No sunrise service, sorry, he was gone. He was absolutely gone before dawn. Yeshua died on Wednesday and was buried at sunset on Wednesday and was in the grave 3 concrete literal days and 3 concrete literal nights. The day portion, the night portion. And was resurrected in the end of the Sabbath just at sunset. Now, I conjecture that he came forth 72 hours from the time he was placed in the tomb. Because To be in the end of the Sabbath means the Sabbath was still there. The sun was just setting. Making Yeshua perfect to his word, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And you notice it didn't say he was going to be dead 3 days or 3 nights. It was going to be 3 days or 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So from the time he was put in the tomb till he came out was going to be 3 days and 3 nights. And by your observance of the pagan ritual of Good Friday, you deny the words of the Master. You bear false witness against him, breaking the 9th commandment. Thou shalt not bear false witness against our neighbor. He is our neighbor. He is our brother. And when you say he didn't do what he said he did, you're bearing false witness. There's no way you can make anything holy, just, or good out of Good Friday. It is evil, horrible paganism. Pure paganism at its worst, with your hot cross buns and the other things that go along with that. And I will not even go into the abomination of Easter. That's all out there. Go look it up. I'm not even bothering to do that. As that is simply what it is, an abomination. The worship of idols. The same as Sunday worship is a worship of the sun. It is all an abomination to our Creator and Elohim, to Yahweh. And furthermore, the word Easter is not even in the letters. It's not in the Acts of the Apostles. That's a completely false thing that men put it in there. They actually took the word Passover and translated it into Easter. What an abominable thing to do. Absolute abomination. And you will be held accountable for observing and propagating this abomination. So when you go into your churches on Good Friday and you start preaching all about the cross and everything, you are an abomination unto Yahweh. And you will be cast into the lake of fire for doing such a thing. You absolutely will. You trash his son under the foot. Because you said, oh, I know better than he did about what he did. I'm going to make up my fable. And I'm going to follow my fable. And it trumps what the word says, and it trumps what our Master said. What an abomination. Here's what it says. Then certain of the scribes and Pharisees answered, saying, Master, we would see a sign from you. And he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeks after a sign. There shall no sign be given it but the sign of the prophet Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the whales, actually it's the big fish, the fish's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. And you flat out deny that with your abominable Good Friday worship services. Repent, repent, repent. Repent and ask Yah to forgive you and turn to the truth. Keep his commandments that you may have right to the tree of life. Listen to his son. Believe his son. The actual Son of Yahweh. Not the God Son of Yahweh. The Son of Yahweh. With no buts. Believe him. Believe him. And turn from your abominable works. May Yahweh bless his word and bless his son and bless us in his son.